Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is MADDENMONEYSHOT, sniffing out the Madden cheese always. Got another gameplay video for you. This is really based on a defense that I pretty much was live labbing and discovered in this video. Now I get the ball first, so this will give me an opportunity to show you guys a play in gameplay. I just put out an entire scheme from this offense. It was out of the Buccaneers playbook, I think, but I'm in the Niners playbook now, which still has a pretty good tight. So, like I said, I'm just going to, this is something I just put out on Saturday. I put a link in the description. This is pretty much my offense for the entire video is out of this formation. This is a play I typically use in cover 3. Break yourself, fool! I pretty much changed it up here for a cover 2 because I read a cover 2, and we're getting right on the board. So we don't have to spend much time on the offensive side. Like I said, this is a defensive video anyway. So the formation that I'm in is the 4-3 wide 9. I've been trying to put out how good I think this formation is. I just put out a video of me using the first 2 plays I'm going to show you here. I'm setting up my audibles right now. I pretty much use this set double safety blitz if I think it's going to be a run play, and a cover 2 invert if I think it's going to be a pass play. But I'm still trying to perfect this formation. I still think there's room for improvement. So throughout this video, I use these plays quite a bit. I'll try to put a link in the description for that as well, for the breakdown of these first 2 defensive plays. You can see I'm using them right now. But ultimately, like I said, I felt like there was still room for this scheme to grow, and I'm going to add a absolutely shutdown play as well as pretty much a shutdown concept. As you can see right here, I get the coverage sack. But ultimately, like I said, this is the guy probably thought that was a man coverage. By the way, that's probably why he was so confused, because he's dropping back and he thinks he's reading his man beater, and it's not a man because the first play was a man, and that's why he had such a hard time reading that defense. So here we go on 3rd and long. I'm typically going to bring out a lot of dollar blitzes. I'm going to have a dollar scheme play as well later on. This one right here, I mean, I almost get the sack. He gets it off. I almost get the pick too, but instead he gets himself into a situation where he feels that at 4th and 11 that's manageable, so he's going to go ahead and go for it, which I don't necessarily think is the best way to go, but that's what he's going to do. Gotcha, bitch! I try to flip my hips and I try to put on a move so I could just turn around as quick as possible, and end up losing 5 to 10 yards. So on the offensive side, once again, we're back in the tight formation. I will not leave this offensive formation pretty much this entire game. It's my favorite offensive formation. It's really hard to stop. He's got some tight coverages on these bench concepts that I'm running, as I pretty much dotted up right there. I'm going right back to it, and he starts hitting me with these man blitzes. They get through from time to time, as you can see right there. They're not going to dissuade me though. I mean, some people can't handle them. I'm going to go right back to some concepts that can beat it. Right here, I mean, this is pretty much, I was expecting the same blitz, and I just hit him with an out route, an easy out route, take back some of those yards. Then on the next play, he didn't fall for the bait. I mean, I really was trying to bait him outside and hit that running back. He almost came back and made a play on it. So definitely a good user opponent that I'm going against. He was very smart with that, as he stops me about 2 yards short of the first down. So on the other side, I'm up 10 points. I'm going to start experimenting with some other plays, some other formations. I start using the dime coverage here. I like cover 2 man. I think it's a really hard defensive stop right there. I'm just a little bit late going underneath that. Typically, man coverage shuts that down. So I'm going to start, like I said, I start using other things. Right here, I try to come around. I'm hitting the A button to save tackle, but for whatever reason, it carries me right through the play into the quarterback. No big deal, though. Luckily, that defense, I had somebody right behind me on top of that. Now I'm just trying some corner blitzes. Doesn't really work as far as I'm undersized. I'm coming out in the nickel, the big nickel over G, so he just pounds the rock on me. And it's about this time I decide to go back to my favorite formation, and I'm going to start doing some experimentations from the 4-3 wide. I'm pretty much just going to use a concept that I put out not too long ago, where I'm basically doing a reverse man concept. I put out plays like this. This isn't necessarily the answer either. I think the coverage is there. As I take away the short route, he throws over the top. That guy wasn't open by any means, but he definitely made the play, so it is what it is. So then I'm going to try that exact same concept, but I'm going to go ahead and do it out of a zone, and this is going to be the play today. Free, fire, 3. This is the play where I'm going to use pretty much the rest of this game, and it's going to be shut down pretty much every time I use it. The setup is super easy. It's the same I do with all my 4-3s. I just pinch the line, and then on this particular setup, I'm just going to basically drop back all my linebackers. I'm going to put all linebackers in the zones, and that's just going to basically create a defense that you really can't throw on. It does a pretty good job against the run because this formation does a pretty good job against the run. It's just how the 4-3 wide is. The only way that this coverage can vary, if it's a pass, I might spread the line. If it's a run, I'm definitely going to pinch the line. That's about it. So here on the next play, like I said, everything's covered. There's nothing open. He has to throw it away. Gets pretty good pressure as well. As you can see, it's only got 3 guys coming in, but one of them almost makes the play. Like I said, 3 guys gets enough pressure for this all coverage play to work. Then the very next play, he's got nothing, but he's going to force it, and he's going to throw it right into that coverage and get that easy pick.
Gotcha, bitch.
So I'm walking away giving up no points on that drive, even though before I found that play, he was basically moving the ball without much issue. So here we go on the offensive side. Like I said, I'm going to go right back to this play. It's one of my favorite plays. Nobody really knows about this play. He's going to send that man blitz, though. I have a route for this, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the hurry up. I'm going to isolate the X route. Ultimately, this X route is a much bigger play if I can wait till he makes the move to the outside, but I don't always have the opportunity to do that, so I might have to cut it short and throw it on the first break, which I can see the guy comes in, so I have to. Still makes the play, still get back most of the yards. I can pretty much run that all game, and then the bench switch is a really good play to mix in there because this Y route's going to pretty much beat this coverage. Like I said, he's getting tighter coverage than most people get. I don't know if he has a cornerback playing a safety or what. Here I get a little too creative. For whatever reason, I just think that maybe this Y route can get past that cornerback, but the blitz comes a little bit too strong to the point where I can't even wait to find out. So then, for whatever reason, I think that this play, I think the B route can get around that cornerback. I mean, it's not a true wheel route, so I make a little slant adjustment last second. He takes that away, so I really have nothing. So I'm just going to throw it up. If it gets picked off, it gets picked off, and then it becomes a punt, essentially, which it doesn't happen either way. So back on the defensive side, like I said, not too worried about it. My defense has been pretty shut down since I found this play, so we're just going to keep going right back to it. Like I said, got to pinch that line just in case it's a run play. Here, I didn't fill that hole properly. He gets probably his best run against this defense that he's going to get. 2nd and 2, like I said, right back to this play.
Oops.
He's thrown right into that zone. Like I said, this defense, you can see it within about 5 plays. I've got 2 picks using it. It shut down the run pretty much all by itself. So on the next possession, I'm pretty much thinking just give this guy the ball back with no clock. So we're going to run the ball a little bit more than we have this entire game because ultimately my goal at this point is to play the clock. Field goal in hand. I'm not too worried about it. I'm up 2 possessions. The way my defense is playing, my goal ultimately is just to kill clock. And then on 2nd and goal, I'm thinking I could spread him out, try to confuse him, hit him with an inside zone, but he sees it coming because you can see right there he's got his defensive line pinched incredibly tight, so I can't get that in. He calls a timeout, so I know the gig is up. He knows that I'm trying to kill clock on him, which was always the goal. So 3rd and goal, going to try to pass it. The plan was always to go to the Y route, but I could see just from that alignment that might not happen, that he might not drop back far enough, and sure enough, he's all over that. Everything's shut down here. So like I said, I'm just going to take the field goal, play smart. I'm not going to throw an interception when I can just go up 13-0, which is plenty. So he gets the ball back with about a little under a minute, and he can still make some things happen. He goes to run it here.
Nope.
Still using the same defense, shuts that down. Very next play in the pass, I spread the line because I'm pretty sure he's going to pass it, and sure enough, we get that sack. So he goes from having hopes that he can make something happen to 3rd and 22 and basically just letting the clock run out. So like I said, this defense has been completely shut down ever since I started using it. 2nd half, we're going to keep using this. You know what I mean? This is going to be, we're going to do this until he solves it, and he hasn't. And he's taking the exact opposite approach, going in a max protect with only 2 routes. Is probably the exact opposite way that I would attack this. I'd probably go more routes. The more routes, the better. So on the very next play, 2nd and 10, here he's got 4 routes. I take away 1. Looks like 2 of those routes probably would have beat it, and he probably gets the only successful pass play that he would have had, which is something that I easily could have made an adjustment. If I would have just played over the top coverage, it would have been on that. But if you do that, and I'll do that later in the drive, I'll play over the top coverage, and it'll basically leave underneath coverages. So that's pretty much one of the few things you have to do from play to play is whether you leave it a match or you play over the top. Here, I go ahead and I'm trying to guess run again with the double safety blitz, and sure enough, I'm wrong. So you can see that's why this guy's wide open, and I don't know. So just guess wrong. You know what I mean? I just expect him to run. It is what it is. The hurry up, I think, is really what has him having the most success. Is, I mean, anytime somebody runs a hurry up, the defense is at a pretty big disadvantage. Here, I actually have time to get in all my adjustments, and you're going to see how this actually shuts the play down. As once again he tries to run, we make the play. But whenever he runs hurry up and I don't have time to make my adjustments, or most people for that matter, it really becomes off as a mistake. So here we go once again. I mean, he has a cover 3 beater diagnosed. I have to take the deep route. No problem giving him back 5 yards on that play. So 3rd and 8. Going back to my go-to defense. And like I said, I play over the top once again, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. I just was still reeling from that big play that I gave up. And still, I mean, it works. It's there. I don't know how he squeezed that and made that play. I was lagging a little behind as far as a user goes. And then on the defensive side, once again, like I said, I try to make an adjustment towards the run. For whatever reason, when you make an adjustment, these safeties don't drop down, which is kind of key to this play being successful. And since the safeties don't drop down, he just walks it into the end zone. It's so stupid. Like, EA went and made a critical mistake, in my opinion, by basically making the hurry up even more overpowered by taking away any walk up to the line animation. And then they also they basically penalize defense by delaying reactions whenever you make any defensive adjustments. So it's just so stupid. Like, stuff like that EA really needs to fix to the point where it's just a huge problem. So on the other side, I know what I have to do. I just have to kill a little clock. Even kicking a field goal, just keeping this a 2-possession game is all that really matters. I don't really have to worry about too much else. On the other side of the ball, I'm also being a little creative now. This is not a play that I've invented before this exact moment. It's just a concept that I'm using, and he was wide open. If I would have noticed it a little bit quicker, I probably could have had a nice catch and run for a touchdown, but not a big deal because, like I said, at the end of the day, I just want to kill clock anyway. So here we go. We're just going to – I see something. I'm going to go ahead and try to pound the rock a little bit because, like I said, running the clock is probably more important than scoring, in my opinion. You have to be smart. You have to play the clock. So I'm just going to take what it gives me there. Nice little 6-yard run. Here, the plan the entire time was to spread him out, make him think that the play is going to the side where the running back motion. But my plan was always to hit the Y route. So, and he even thinks, I mean, I don't know if he knew that was the play, but he even thinks it was a drag. And then when it goes back to the zig, he just ends up covering nothing but air. So I missed a 2-point conversion. No big deal. Still up 2 possessions, which was the goal. Less than 5 minutes to go in the fourth. My goal right now is just to show him a couple of different looks and make him kill clock on himself. I don't care if he gets small completions, but I can't give up nothing big. And cover 2 man is probably one of the better defenses when it comes to stopping big plays. You can't one play cover 2 man very easily. I have a few, but even somebody like me that makes a lot of one play touchdowns, there's really not a ton of one play touchdowns against cover 2 man, and I really doubt that this guy knows them. So here we have, I'm just going to use the same concept where, I mean, I want to use more of a pass heavy defense. So I'm in a dime coverage trying to use the same concept that I was using out of the 4-3 free fire, but it's not really working because when I zone all linebackers, I'm really only zoning one additional linebacker, which is who I'm using anyway. So ultimately, like I said, I'm trying to find this setup in a little bit more of a cornerback heavy defense, and it's not really working. Basically what I'm in right now is just a traditional cover 3 based off of the fact, and like I said, once again, his hurry up is killing me as he's in a position where he pretty much has to hurry up. Finally, he gets me to a point where I can switch it up and go to the dollar, which is the only other formation that I have that is really, a lot of cornerbacks and safeties on the field. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get as pass heavy as the coverage as possible because I know his run game is pretty much dead in the water based off of the situation. So here he does a good job of, I have 2 routes to cover. He just waits for me to go to the wrong one and hits it. He does a very good job with his 5-minute offense. Here I get a little bit lucky. The man coverage, it should take that away, but he almost sneaks it in there. So here's the last variation that I'm going to use this defense, the cross 3 fire press. Finally, I find a setup where I can use the exact same concept when I zone all linebackers now to have the exact same look. So same concept, different defense, going to have the same effect. This is where the game is on the line right here. 2 minutes down, left to go. Get the sack on the first play. Like I said, for whatever reason, coverage sacks, these are still going to get pressure. We're going to stay in this defense. Like I said, it's had so much success this game. All I'm really doing is flooding the middle with zones to the point where, there's nowhere to throw. So here, I know he's pretty much been trying to hit this crossing route.
Nope.
So here, luckily, I didn't make the play there. The purple zone did. The curl flat came in and knocked the ball loose. Like I said, if you play over the top, you're going to get that. You're going to get that deep coverage, which I didn't get the one time where he beat me over the middle. Here, once again, he's trying to hit. He's got nothing else. He's trying to hit that crossing route. I'm all over it, and that's game. He gets sacked, and he's going to head straight for the exits. So you can see the effect of when I was in that defense compared to when I was not in that defense. It's an overpowered pass defense. So that's it. That's the video. You guys want to see more defensive plays? Do me a favor, hit the like button. I'll do that next. Other than that, thanks for watching Madden Money Shit Out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.